Alright, he's just got that feeling. Alright, so... let's see, where's the knife? Open a small fruit knife, alright. Of course, the victim used the last of his strength to fight back. While two were fighting, the victim took out his gun. The victim took a shot because they were too close, he missed. The defendant then picked up the opening and took the victim's gun and ended it. It's one of these two statements. Picked up the opening and took the gun and ended it. Eyes and Grace fingerprints. I know it has something to do with stabbing and... There's also the folding screen, but I don't think that has anything to do with it, right? Or does it? Some kind of gun. Well, that looks like the shot taken at Maya in the folding screen. Humana. Let's see. Not that. Stabbed in the chest, then shot at point blank. I think the contradiction might be, why even take the gun? But it's kind of a flaky contradiction. Because, I mean, you got a knife, why would you use a... Why even stab him? I don't know. Huh. I'm trying to think here. Yeah, this is the process I go through when looking at testimonies. It's like, what could be the contradiction? Think about what the contradiction could be, and then think about what evidence could be there. Have you guys? I don't know how many of you guys have played the new Phoenix Wright game, but you guys noticed like how many typos there are in there? Oh my lord, there's a lot. It's almost like they didn't even edit it, like look over it at all. If they didn't do a very good job. That's not right. I didn't think I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna get a penalty here. I didn't read the dialogue. Sorry about that, guys. I wasn't even thinking about that. Of course. Stab the victim in the chest. Well, he would have been on the ground, right? Why can't I think of this? This is not very hard. I remember this not being that hard. I just can't think of it right now. Alright guys, I'm not gonna bore you anymore here. I'm gonna just think about this for a while and then be back when I found the answer. Alright guys, I think I've figured it out here. If you look at Maya's costume, you can see that there's no gunpowder burn on the hole. I thought it had something to do with that at first. It's like, well, I don't know about that. I thought, because I remember, because they said like it smelled like gunpowder, so that kind of confused me. But no, there actually isn't any gunpowder burns. Gumshoe says they're so close, then there should be gunpowder burns on it, so... Objection! Missing the tiny hole in this costume will be the prosecution's undoing. Eh? What do you mean? Well, that was... This little hole has actually created a huge hole in your testimony. Explain yourself, Mr. Wright. You said the two of them were fighting when the victim fired his gun at point blank. If that were true, then where is the gunpowder burn on this costume? Did gunpowder burn? This is what you testified earlier. When something is shot from point blank, a burn area is left around the bullet hole. Oh. There's not a single trace of gunpowder burn on this costume. Yeah, you tell him, Phoenix. That is a very good point. And what exactly does this mean? Oh god, Judge. Always a buzzkill. It means that when the shot was fired, they were standing apart from each other. Objection! I'm disappointed, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You think you can punch a hole in my logic with that? With wishy-washy thinking like that, anyone can explain anything away. Then I implore you to disprove my line of thinking. Let's see. In the middle of their fight, the victim pushed the defendant away. And it was then, when they were separated, that he fired. How was that? Objection! As if that was even possible. According to testimony, the blow from the stabbing was very severe. The victim would not have had the strength to push the defendant very far after that. Oh. Well, then... That's right, the defendant must have pushed the victim away. After stabbing him, she must have put some space between the doctor and herself. And then while she was preparing to strike again, the doctor took his shot. There, that should satisfy even you. It does make an awful lot of sense. What do you think, Mr. Wright? Must be careful, I can't afford to make a mistake here. Concentrate and think. No, it makes no sense at all. There's a fatal flaw in her argument, Your Honor. Fatal flaw? Yo! Very interesting. I would love to see where this flaw is. Show me something that contradicts my explanation. There has to be a snag in her explanation somewhere. She put some distance between them before rushing to make the final blow. When she was about to strike, the doctor took his shot. Must be a piece of evidence that contradicts his line of thinking. Well, there's a couple things now I think of it. The knife, like... And then there's also this. The fact that he was shot at point blank. So... Ah, man, I don't want to get it wrong again. But they're like both right, though. I mean, to be honest. Like, the fact that she already had a knife. Why would she put distance between them after she stabs them? Like, that doesn't make sense. And then also... he was shot at point blank as well. Either one seems right to me. Take that! Take a look at this! That's not right. Why are you showing this to me, pal? Prosecutor Von Karma's explanation, this piece of evidence... nope. But they do. Kind of. Yeah. Alright. Oh, I don't even get a penalty for that. Alright, well... Take that! Oh, it's not the knife. It must be the gun, then. Yeah, it's gotta be the gun. Yeah, I haven't played this in a while, so... I forgot these things. Sorry, guys. Must feel like an idiot, but... take that? No? It's not that either? Is it the folding screen? Okay. I mean, they're all saying this. I don't know. I guess this is saying a different thing, but they all seem like flaws, whatever. This is a piece of evidence that destroys your logic. What is that? A folding screen? I'd like to point the court's attention to the hole in this folding screen. Ah! Looks like you already know what I'm talking about. Who, where, what? Mr. Wright, your explanation, please. Are these two really that clueless? Yes, Phoenix. They're really that clueless. The bullet went through the defendant's sleeve first, then the folding screen. It passed through at a height of approximately 8 inches... Ugh, sorry guys, excuse me. Off the ground. Which means... when the shot was fired, Maya, I mean the defendant, was not getting ready to strike, but was actually squatting low to the ground. Order! Order! This changes everything. Please look at this diagram of the crime scene. The victim, Dr. Gray, was here when he fired the shot. And the bullet in this folding screen hit at this location, about 8 inches off the ground. At this time, the defendant was in this area. She must have been, like, between. I don't know, like, here-ish? Somewhere around here. That is, I mean, well, wait, I just realized I forgot to brush this morning. Excuse me while I freshen up. Sure. In the meantime, I want you to think things through again, Mr. Wright. Alright, so, penalties. You get to see me screw up, guys. Alright, so... well, it's just somewhere between... it would have to be, like, right in front of him, right? I'm confused. How am I wrong? Well, obviously, why do we even have to show this? It's so logical. I'm not sure where they want exactly for us to show. The heck? Like, I mean, it just has to be. Maybe I'm doing it too far away. Alright, guys. I'm gonna take another think about this one. I'm sorry about this, guys. I'm just blanking for some reason. Yeah, guys, not too sure about this. Maybe they want it like... this is like the farthest point it could be without it, this is like the farthest point it could be. Oh, okay. I mean, like, I know we're trying to say that she was farther away, but right in front of the folding screen? I mean, she could have been anywhere, like, between, like right here. Like, you can't see my mouse, sorry, but, like, between the victim and the spot, like, she could be anywhere in between there. She was standing here, near the folding screen. Wait a second. We know the defendant was close to the ground based on the height of the bullet hole. But how can you gauge the distance from that? Isn't it possible that the defendant was standing much closer to the victim? That's impossible. But why? You, of all people, should know the answer to that question, Miss Von Karma. If she was shot from somewhere closer, there would be gunpowder burns present. However, I think there's a little give and take from your estimate there, Phoenix. There's nothing of sort around the bullet hole of this time. What the this costume? What the Ah! Curse you, Mr. Phoenix Wright, you... I believe it has now been proven that... Just no dialogue on there? The defendant was standing away from the victim when she was shot at. Sorry for my stupidity, guys. But do you think this has changed the defendant's situation? Oh yeah, it changes everything. Honestly, Your Honor, this changes everything. The prosecution has claimed that the defendant was aiming to kill by stabbing. If that were true, delivering the fatal strike with the knife would be ideal. However, where and what was the defendant doing at this time? Running on the way by the folding screen? Exactly. If Maya Fey was the real murderer, why would she be by the folding screen instead of preparing to strike? Upon further consideration, it does make very little sense. Yeah, I figured there had to be a reason. Of course you did, Gumshoe. Figuring things out and proving the logic behind everything is your job. Ugh. Alright, with this, the rest of the trial should be in the blast radius of disaster. It's not exactly where I thought you were going with that one, Phoenix. You are such a smart man, Mr. Phoenix Wright. To think that you've been able to take a completely hopeless case to this point. Now I know why Papa had a tough time with you. You amuse me. Ugh, of all the things to inherit, why did there have to be that smarmy smile? Ah, nice smarmy. Nice word there. Detective! How dare you damage my perfect logic? Huh? But how's it my fault? You can start repairing your standing by first removing that 3-strand goatee. Oh, and rest assured your punishment will come later. The punishment? Well then, Your Honor, I think I've had all of this I can take of this detective's face. Ooh. I think it's time to call in the next witness. Next witness? That's gotta be Lotta. Oh right, Lotta! I forgot. Very well. The court will take a 5-minute recess. After we reconvene, we will hear from the next witness. I forgot about Lotta. Everyone forgets about Lotta. To be continued. Save. Sure, why not? Alright, time to continue the second part of this trial. It's time for Lotta's testimony. Yeah, that was a close one. I know you were giving it your all to defend me, but I could feel the death penalty hanging in the air. I felt like I was pretty close to dying myself.
But you were wonderful out there! You listened carefully, made theories, and tricked everyone into believing you!
Thanks. Wait, tricked?
That must be the lawyer's secret technique, right?
By the way, is the next witness who I think it is? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Lotta Hart. Oh, another jam, like always. Remember, Nick, you promised you'd save me. If you lose, my ghost will come after you with my sis, and will haunt you.
Your sister? Oh, are you talking about Miss Sick Mia?
Yeah, do you remember her, Pearlie? My sister was a super good lawyer. She was also Nick's teacher.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And with that, we start the trial. No like, get to the courtroom now. Court will now reconvene. Now, the first order of... Ow!
I don't want to hear it, old man. After I call my witness, sit there quietly and watch like a good little boy.
Yes, sir.
Bring in the photographer who witnessed the channeling. Witness, your name and occupation, if you please.
Hey, Phoenix, how you doing?
Just fine.
Sorry about this. Didn't exactly have a choice, you know. Yowza!
Name and occupation.
I declare, what in tarnation? Hey, Judge, this here's a vodka against my fair self.
That's fine. What? That's fine.
That's fine. That ain't fine. That's a whip. Yeah!
There's no need for foolish outcries from foolishly foolish fools. Just hurry up and testify about what happened on the day of the murder.
I haven't even gotten to say my name and job yet. Name's Hart, paranormal photographer, and I'm here to testify.
Now, let's all be one big happy family, okay? That's fine.
Oh man, that just cracked me up.
Only the doc and the defendant went in the channeling chamber. We were waiting outside the door, and then bang! We hear this gunshot. Mr. Lawyer there broke the door down, and we rushed into the room. Inside was the dead victim, and the defendant, waving a pistol around. I swear, other than those two, there was no one else in the room.
Well, that's no good. And do you take a picture of the scene right after the murder took place?
Reckon course.
Eh? Excuse me?
Reckon course. It's short for you reckon? Of course I did. Ah!
Does it look like I care? Just hurry up and show your picture to the court.
The moment of truth. What will be in that picture?
Let's see here. This here's the picture.
Oh my. That is definitely a pistol. It would certainly seem that only the defendant and the victim were in the room. Well, that's no good.
Are you ready, Mr. Phoenix Wright?
I will clear all doubt about my after this cross-examination. Just watch me. Just watch me! Hold it! Was it really only those two that went in?
Objection! What are you blabbering about? You were there too, were you not?
Eric.
Why don't you answer that yourself? Was it really just the two of them?
Yes, Dr. Gray and Maya were the only two who went in the room. Hold on, we can't have the defense testifying against its own client.
Anyway, folks, only the two of them went into that channeling chamber, you hear?
But you knew that from the very beginning, didn't you? Witness, continue.
Hold it! Was it really a gunshot?
Objection! Are you insane? You must have heard it as well.
Eric.
Why don't you testify for the court, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Was it really a gunshot?
Yes, I think it was something that sounded like a gunshot. And why are we here listening to defense testify? And the world becomes just a little crueler.
I heard a gunshot a long time ago, so I know. And I tell you, that was a gunshot I heard. Now this is where the story heats up.
Oh, does it now? Mr. Lawyer there broke the door down. Hold it! I disagree. So let me get this straight. This Mr. Lawyer there broke the door down?
Honestly, Mr. Phoenix Wright, why don't you tell us what happened then?
Yes, Miss Funkarva, I broke the door down. Sorry. Why does this feel like an inquisition? Why are you asking stupid questions?
No need for apologizing. That was great. You're a real man.
Oh, really? That's something I would have liked to see. Judge is smiling rather openly. I'll take that as a good sign.
And? What did you see once you broke in?
Oh my god. Hold it! Are you sure it was the defendant, Maya Fey?
Sure, I'm sure.
Lana seems awful confident in her testimony. Press harder! Lana, please, think back to that day one more time.
No, what you getting at?
Remember what you said when you broke into the room? I was murdered. Click. What's going on here? This gal, is she Maya? Yeah, she was unsure herself. When you saw the murder at that time, you couldn't even tell if it was Maya Fey or not, am I correct?
Well, you see...
That's true. Order, Miss Hart. You're here to present accurate testimony.
Yeah, sorry.
Good, it shifts things back into my side. For a defense lawyer, your defense is terribly lacking, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Witness, think back to when those two entered the channeling chamber.
When they entered?
One of those people that entered the chamber was Maya Fey, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it was Maya that went in. Looks like we've come to a collective conclusion. The person in this picture is most certainly Maya Fey. Exactly. Rats, I'm trapped like one. Again! I swear other than those two, there was no one else in the room. Hold it! Are you absolutely certain of that?
Sure am, but that old witch chased us out of the room, so...
Old witch? Does she mean Morgan Fey?
But there's no one else in there, and you know it.
The channeling chamber is very dark, almost pitch black. Was there really no one else in there? What about behind the folding screen? What about behind the folding screen? Did you check back there?
Wreck even.
Huh? What in the...
Wreck even, you know. You reckon? That's a given. Took me a good look around the room once. There ain't no way anyone was hanging out behind the folding screen.
If I may have a word with you, Miss Hart.
What? You got a problem?
Wreck given? I mean, I'm having a little difficulty in understanding you. If you would stop saying such things as wreck and given and...
Now then, Mr. Phoenix Wright, do you see a problem with the testimony or don't you? Mark, just as I thought, there's nothing wrong with her testimony. I was with her, so I know she's telling the truth.
Enough. It seems that there are no issues with Miss Hart's testimony.
At the time of the crime, only two people were in the channeling chamber. The victim, Dr. Turner Gray, and the defendant, Maya Fey.
Hmm.
Is Dr. Turner Gray supposed to be like a pun, like his hair is turning gray or something?
The face of the defendant cannot be verified in this picture. However, if we think about the circumstances, it would have to be the defendant.
What am I going to do? If I just let this go...
What is it, Mr. Wright?
You look as if you have something to say. If I make one wrong move, I'm going to have the judge against me. Is there anything I can present that would prove it's not Maya in this photo? Yep. Your Honor.
Mr. Wright.
It's possible that the person in this photo is not the defendant.
What? Do you know what you're proposing?
Yeah, that's just plain fool's talk.
Thanks, guys. Your show of support was just great.
Now, then, Mr. Wright, please show the court some proof. Prove to this court that the person in this photo is not Maya Fey.
Well, look at this photo. Notice no bullet hole in the sleeve. This one here. I think it's that one. Yeah. Yeah. In the sleeve. In the left one. Yeah. Yes, that would be her left sleeve, I think. Am I wrong here? I count on my left from right. I don't know if it's the photo. Take that! It is the costume. Here is your proof.
Objection!
Objection! Is there a problem? Oh. Oh no, I thought I would work in my inflections. Just wondering what an objection, with a twist of "you're wrong," sounds like. Oh, that was wrong. I got it backwards.
Mr. Wright, I'm sorry, but I don't follow your logic.
Shoot, I guess I wasn't showing enough confidence. Saying option to give up, but... Am I wrong here? Like, maybe I'm thinking maybe it's just a photo in that case, because that would make sense. All right. Well, I think I'm just wrong here.